I think he was Mr. Barnwell.
Yeah.
He was one blacksmith, and we had another blacksmith near to Roman School, Grosvenor Street. When I was going to Roman School, that is the school I went to. It is a street between Friendship Middle Walk and Brush Dam, south of the Roman Catholic compound. And I'm glad you mentioned it because the oldest man in the village lived there, Mr. Grosvenor. Mr. Grosvenor was a blacksmith. And at 90, he was shoeing horses. He lived there alone most of the time in Grosvenor Street. And if we playing cricket in the Anthony's compound and knock the ball over, trouble, your ball gone. He's not allowing anybody to go there and touch a ball. But we had one of the London family, they had donkeys. So he used to allow people to go in and cut grass. So Felix London would go at weekends to cut grass and bring out the balls that were lost in Mr. Grosvenor's yard. That's how we got them back. But he was a very sturdy man at 90. I think he was yes. But the other blacksmith was Mr. Talbot. You know where Joker is?
Yeah.
Boxer Middle Walk, Joker?
Yes.
You know Joker at Boxer Middle Walk? Used to make concrete blocks?
Yeah. We know Joker.
That, I think, was Mr. Talbot's compound. And he was a blacksmith. He was a Roman Catholic. He was a blacksmith. He was a gold miner. He was head of the BG Miners Association. When I was a young chap in my teens, they used to call me in and make me do clerical work with them. And Mr. Hurley, Mr. Simon. Mr. Simon lived on the railway line, just behind the corner of Samlal's shop. And Mr. Hurley seemed to be in good circumstances because Mr. Hurley was, Mr. Simon rather, and Mr. Hurley, both of them were, in good circumstances. They weren't beggars. They looked after themselves. They were always well dressed, and nobody ever saw them working.
Yeah.
And they weren't dishonest or anything like that, but they had a history. I think they both had a history of mining and pork knocking.
Yeah, chance. What you can do.
They moved and settled down.
That's my grandfather.
Oh.
Who?
Oh, it's Trevor.
Who's your grandfather, Mr. Simon?
Yes.
Yes. We used to walk behind, I think they call him Shifa Simon. You remember that name?
Yes.
Shifa Simon. We used to walk behind them and look at their hands and say, man, them are hands like milk. In other words, very smooth. No roughish as the usual.
Dr. Bear? World over here.
Hi. Hi, Marl.
Hi.
You got questions?
Can you permit me to add about Sam Brutus?
Oh, yes, go ahead. It's story time. Yeah, we're talking story like last time.
I used to live in front Gladys Massey on Company Road. The Massey.
Who is this?
Brother Eusi, when you wrote Boxing and Friendship in Print and Memory, you and I used to be in conversation, and you even mentioned my daughter in that book.
Sure.
Boxing and Friendship in Print and Memory. If you can see, I'm talking from Ayana McCallum, and that's my daughter, the attorney at law.
Oh, yes. Yes, I had those conversations. Yes, congratulations. Yeah, oh, goodness.
When those boys started to behave in Boxing, I came to you, and we were gaffing, and you said to me, wherever wise men lead, you must follow. And then a long while after that, when I went and looked for you, I learned that you were not in Buxton anymore.
Yes, that is because some wiser people had come in. with guns.
And then you and I had that long conversation about Rabbi Washington.
Yes.
Because I was a part of the movement.
Yes, oh my goodness, I remember. I know who you are now.
The Rabbi George.
I know who you are. I
I'm
identify you.
62
You came
years
by Lessons Place, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, I used to be teaching. Yeah, we used to be teaching in the afternoons.
Yes.
Just glad to hear your voice.
Yes,
Wonderful.
and I'm glad to see you too. I want to talk about Sam Brutus. So you are living in
Yeah, well, tell us more.
Yes, moral, good, yes. But I'm operating for my daughter's profile there. Yes, we were living in front Gladys Massey, and Simon Thomas, the pork knocker that you mentioned, used to live on Company Dam too.
Yes, yeah, his wife had a store.
Thomas.
Yes, his wife had a store there.
Yes, and he had a brother named Lincoln.
Lincoln Thomas. Well, Lincoln Thomas had Ebony Club. Lincoln Thomas built a big building on Buxton Milwaukee called Ebony Club. Ebony Club, top and bottom. And
Lincoln Thomas had Studio 35.
Thomas, he was a bushman too.
Yes.
He had made his money in the bush, and he came home and he started a store, a shop. And the first place we held County High School was upstairs. Upstairs of that building
Lincoln Thomas
was the first place.
In front Jimmy Wills.
Hmm?
Lincoln had a place top and bottom in front Jimmy Wills at Buxton, Milwaukee. Yes.
Opposite Jimmy Wills.
Studio 35.
Yes, well, that is where County High School began.
Yeah, oh, okay.
In the upper flat.
Well, let me tell you about me and Sam Brutus.
And his wife was Virginia Wood.
Yes, cousin Virgie.
Virginia Wood, yes.
Sam Brutus.
Very nice, man.
Sam Brutus used to go in the back dam. You don't see when he leave in. Neither when he comes back is night. And he had a sister, Rachel. He and Rachel used to go in the back dam. And this man would bring this boat loaded with mango. There was a one-leg man named Daddy Haynes.
Yes.
You could have walked through Daddy Haynes' lot and go down to Sam Brutus. So after company, Trench was in front Daddy Haynes, and he got to stop there. He got to fetch his mango in
through the back,
his house by friendship. So what we would do as children, or you wasn't afraid of company trench. We used to go in the trench about 7, 8 o'clock in the night when Sam come. And while Sam packing this basket and he and Rachel fetching in, we at the back inside the trench, and thieving this mango.
Borrowing mangoes.
You're going all around this boat, and when Sam take the basket and he head for the road, you picking out and putting in the bag. And I remember I was so busy picking up Sam mangoes, I didn't see Sam come back in the boat. Yes. And Sam hand me a paddle lash on my hand.
Oh my goodness.
Lash me with a paddle on my hand. And this boy named Renge. Who remember Renge? Maurice Hamilton.
Yes, Renge was the cousin. Thank you very much. The biggest thief man in Buxton, isn't it?
Maurice started by stealing Sam Brutus mangoes.
Yeah. Wow.
And then Sam had a chest. Sam never used to go to the bank. Sam had a chest in his house that used to store all his money.
Yeah.
And I am not going to say to him, but that chest brought a big problem in Buxton when Maurice was accused of stealing that chest.
Who was accused?
That Dr. Bain. A lot of people get hurt because of that chase, because Sam had a son named Seachel.
Yes, crazy.
Yeah, C-Tread.
C-Tread, Ignars.
C-Tread gets some sulfuric acid.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Because C-Tread didn't find Maurice, C-Tread born other people.
I remember my cousin, Renge, and the brother. This live on near the garment factory, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, my family. Renge, if Renge was implicated, he was implicated. He was there because he had sticky fingers. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on. He was a thief. There's a cousin, I can say that.
Sam was a no nonsense man, I can tell you.
Oh my goodness, yes, he not
Sam not mixing matters.
very serious, very serious, day and night. And what she says is very right. He came home very late, and you don't know when he leaving in the morning.
Yes.
The whole day in the back down. Yes.
It's amazing how these stories are all interconnected, because I think Morrow had gotten involved in that story.
Got burnt up.
Morrow.
It wasn't Mara, it's Friday.
Yes.
Morrow, I think Morrow had threatened Sam's son with a gun to stop the action from, escalating.
Yeah, but Friday had the scars on his face because the acid was thrown on him.
Or he got burned with the acid.
Morrow was the army guy that married.
Yeah, Morrow was in the army at the time, and he was part of the family, and it was really escalating into a lot more serious action, and I think he came in.
Okay.
Yes.
So you see how boxing is. That's how we get our fame or notoriety or infamy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bate, for allowing me to speak.
Oh yes, we got to speak, but talk the story then, because what these stories do, they give us a rich
You remember
tapestry.
you once and truck, Daddy Jones?
Oh yes, yes.
And I want to let me put in my piece as I'm on it.
Yes.
This man Bulbes.
Who is that?
Like funeral parlor. Bulbes.
Okay.
Bulbes went to Georgia and had no money to come home.
What's the name?
And Bulbes went to Lycan funeral parlor and told him that his wife.
Who is the person?
Bulbes. Mr. Bess.
Mr. Bess.
Bess' father.
Yeah. Okay.
Bulbes went to Georgia and had not a cent to get home back. And Bulbes went to Lycan funeral parlor and told him that his wife is dead. Put Bulbes in the horse and bring him to Sideline. He was living in that middle street between Boxer Middlewalk and Sideline. And when the people took out the stretcher at Sideline to go in for the dead, Bulbes take off through the lot. So
Oh my goodness gracious.
home. So they leave him with the name Lycan funeral parlor.
Wait. I good gracious, who could think of anything smarter than that?
Yes, Bulbes was the man.
Free drop home
A Bostonian, that's who.
and bust through the lot.
Run away through the lot.
You know, I wanted to say something about pork knockers.
Yes.
They were not just characters or amusing people. They were some of the wisest people we have. I spent a lot of time with pork knockers. People who had been pork knockers. The pork knockers knew all those proverbs, all those African proverbs, and they knew them practically. And the experience, of being on their own in the forest, earning a living, trying to win something from the earth, and sometimes succeeding. They learned a lot of philosophy. And each of them was a philosopher. I used to spend a lot of hours with Mr. Byron Lewis. You'll see his name in that book.
Yes.
Byron Lewis. Yeah, Byron Lewis is on. What's his son's name? His son used to drive a minibus. Byron Lewis. And the minibus. Byron Lewis.
Yeah.
Wise, the wisest thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
Another one named Edmund Jack, French in Middlewalk.
Yeah.
Near to where Boyer lived. Edmund Jack was he was a Jehovah's Witness. Sometimes I would walk from at night when I finished teaching, I would go and walk up the front